Astroneer is a sandbox space exploration game that for some reason didn't really get that popular. Now when I say popular, I mean just as popular as Roblox or any other notable sandbox platform. This game is criminally underrated, and I'm a bit bummed about the fact that almost all of the people I've met haven't even heard about the game. Like, come on, the physics, mechanics, graphics, and overall quality of the game are spectacular, and with new and upcoming updates it keeps getting better. With Astroneer releasing tons of new content every year since it went out of early access, I think it is time to discuss the great potential this game has. Since I played Astroneer in its early stages, I have been really impressed by how the game visualizes space exploration. It's not hyper-realistic, and it doesn't try to be, which is a breath of fresh air considering that you have space-related games like Kerbal Space Program, which require some intermediate knowledge of maths and astrophysics to fully enjoy the game. Astroneer, however, flips that around, and all you have to focus on are the beautiful visuals, building various bases, and thriving in different environments of the 7 planets currently in the game. The mechanics are pretty easy to understand, and you can access a tutorial that teaches you the basics. Resource management is key in this game since you'll be dealing with a lot of them. When I looked at the different resources for the first time, when the game was in its full release, I was shocked by how many there were. The different types of resources are natural, refined, composite, and atmospheric resources. There are also other resources like exochips, which can only be acquired through blowing up an exocache, scrap, which can be acquired by shredding salvage and debris, and a lot more resources to really keep the variety going. The resources are sorted like the periodic table, which could receive some mixed responses to you if you're not the kind of guy that's into video game technicalities. However, the visuals could probably convince you to keep your eyes peeled. The graphics are simple, yet captivating, with AAA video games obsessed with breaking through technological limits to make it more realistic. The polygon graphics you see in Astroneer are basic, but the different colors really stand out and add more visual appeal, making the game look even better. The different biomes and environments you encounter on each planet and moon is distinctive, and adds a fresh experience the moment you land on a planet for the first time. Astroneer players have captured in-game screenshots, and it really looks stunning, especially when you're on top of a mountain and you look at the night sky. Astroneer touches a part of my soul whenever I see stars just circling above me at night. It never gets old. Like, seriously. And it's one of the reasons why you should buy the game. The various terrain types like ravines and small bumpy hills covered with dangerous plants give players a minor challenge with little to no drawbacks, because the game, in my opinion, was designed to be convenient and comforting. Speaking of comforting, there's also something that may appeal to your ears, which is the soundtrack. The spacey vibe of Astroneer's sound design and music just adds to the dynamic and the level of comfort you get while you're just mining for resources. It makes exploring treacherous terrain and falling to your death in a ravine seem like a nice and calm day in the park. The soundtrack is almost ethereal, and you absolutely will not regret listening to the music while you play the game. The gameplay loop is pretty simple, but it's easier said than done. You mine resources, build a base, activate the fast travel points, find a way to activate the core, build a rocket, and repeat. This process takes hours since the game wasn't really made to speedrun. At times you get distracted because of how visually appealing the game is. Information overload can be a headache sometimes, but when you get your priorities straight, or with the help of the mission log, you will find countless things to do before you can actually complete the game. You can also play with your friends and other random players in co-op and multiplayer. There are dedicated servers that you can join, and you can host your own session when you're playing with a small group. When you bring in your friends, each person can have their own specialty, which adds a bonding and cooperative aspect in Astroneer. It also makes the pacing of the game exponentially faster, with each player fulfilling each important task. Once you have friends who want to play with you, the game becomes more fun and relaxing. I really don't have a lot of negative experiences in the game. However, I did notice a bug with the cable plugs not plugging in even when you're in the right distance. One time a friend and I attempted to dig to Novus's core, only to fail since the rover glitched out and my friend died and had to spawn back to the base on the same planet. However, I can give it a pass since it was just some minor server latency. When you play single player, there's a rare chance of encountering a bug since it's caused by packet loss and lag, which is a relief because all we want in playing a game like this is to have a smooth experience with no frustration at all. Astroneer did get some spotlight when YouTubers started playing it during early access. The game gained traction and received a fair number of players way back when it launched. However, it bummed me out when I checked out the average players today, only to be about 1,000 to 5,000 players a day. It really goes to show how massively underrated this game is, and I sincerely hope that this game gets the recognition it deserves. System Era worked really hard and put all their time and dedication into this game that they love, and I hope I can do my part in sharing the immense passion I have for Astroneer by shedding light on the game's untapped potential. I have to give my deepest appreciation for the game developers. System Era did a great job in polishing and making the game fun for everybody. From the music, the visuals, and the overall entertainment value, you guys are my favorite indie developers. The virtual world you guys created made me feel better, especially during this pandemic. It's my go-to game and I just want to calm down and relax after a long day. I just hope that the Astroneer community gets bigger and bigger each year so that together we can all share our passions for the game, because this game only gets better and better with each update. There may be tasks you need to complete, but you can just set that aside, be your own boss, and do whatever you want. Astroneer may look boring to some of you, but in the end you set your own pace. You can take your time doing everything yourself, or get much done faster with the help of your friends. It's a good game to have when you want to take a break from all the shooter games or the AAA titles that we're all used to. Instead of strategizing so much and thinking about a lot of things at the same time, you can just do consecutive tasks in Astroneer at your own pace. The game adjusts your own playstyle, so you pretty much have these problems laid out for you, ready to be solved at any given time. This game has given me so many memories that I can share with myself and with my friends. The game never fails to amaze me, and I am looking forward to every big update this has to offer. For the final ratings, I have to give graphics a 9 out of 10, because despite the simple art style and the huge polygons, the simple addition of bright colors and a plethora of flora and fauna gives a lot of life and immersion once you get to play the game. I give music a spectacular 10 out of 10. The soundtrack is so good, and even after I finish Astroneer, I can still hear the music as I go to sleep. Like, wow man, it's just that good. Mechanics are an 8 out of 10. Once you get into the middle of the game, when you got almost everything you need, the rest becomes tedious and sometimes it's overwhelming. But like I said before, you can just play however you want, so this isn't much of a problem. Overall, I give the game a 9.5 out of 10. This is the only game that I keep downloading from my Steam library, and I never uninstall it. As long as I live and breathe, and as long as System Era keeps up with the best updates and heaps of content, I will continue to play this game over and over again. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.